Hey everybody, it's your pal CaliAir, and this is part 2 of the Buzz Barton, the number 103, model 33, and then there's also the number 195, right? Now, I think this really warrants a chapter 2. And by the way, this is the near pristine Buzz Barton. There's no, there's nothing on the stock. It's cold and it's early, so you'll have to bear with me. What's really unique about this is the era. Up until 1934, the following guns were made. You had the Model 3, which was a lever action, made in 1904, and they made that all the way out until 1934. There's the Model 20, which was the little daisy. That was made a little, on out to about 1937. Of course, there's the number 25, the pump action, which in 1934 it didn't have the etching yet. However, it did have the blued cocking arm. The Model 30, or this one I'm not really clear on, it might be called the Model 24 number 30, or the number 30 Model 24, I'm not sure. But that was made out until 1934, whatever gun that particular is. The Model 40, which is the military model, that was made right up until 1932, so not quite to 34. The Model 11, which I've shown you in a previous video, that was another lever action. All of these lever actions, actually, that was made, and the Model 12, which came after it. Those were made in 1918 all the way up to actually 1937. So all of these guns, and of course well, hold on, let me jumping ahead of myself here. All of those guns were being produced up until around 1934, more or less. Then, and there was the Markham King 55. We'll go into that story later, but that sort of ties in somehow to the Buzz Barton story. Now, once let's see, the Buzz Barton, this particular gun, I don't have the 27 with me, but the Model 27. Really, that's what this is, right? They pretty much revamped the Model 27 and turned it in to the number 103, Model 33. They also, at this particular point, were producing the 101 and the 102. The 101 is single shot, and the 102 a repeater. That was put out in 1933, and of course the 102 they reissued, and they were putting that out until the 70s. The 101 they were producing right up until the 1950s when they were doing the painted barrels. The Model H is an interesting one. I don't have a Model H, but one of these days perhaps. The Model H was only made between 1913 and 1917. This is very intriguing. Now, the gun that came after the Buzz Barton, and I mean right after, 1934 all the way to 1961, is the 107 Buck Jones. Now, the Buck Jones, the character Buck Jones, is quite a story unto itself. Unlike the Buzz Barton, didn't have too dramatic of a life. Was a child rodeo star. Didn't quite cut it for the film industry. So we really didn't hear much of Buzz Barton. But Buck Jones, well, that's a story that's soon to come. I think I've told you everything I really want to tell you about this model. It's really intriguing. You know, this has the barrel band underneath. Very interesting. Of course, the cast iron lever. All the Buck Jones had cast iron levers simply because the aluminum didn't come until 1947, right? 1947 is when they started putting these, replacing these due to the shortage from the war, started using aluminum. All of them had these blued rear sights with the aperture inside of them. if it didn't get bored out. All of them, all the way up to 1937, you know, all of the Buzz Bartons had that, but not all of them were nickeled, of course, right? The Model 33s were nickeled, and the Model 195s were not nickeled. The first one, interestingly enough, I believe, or at least they were made concurrently with one another, was the 195 Model 33, which is significantly different from this. This is really the Model 27, and the 195 was really sort of the Markham King 55. Interesting, because the Daisy 155, which appeared briefly in 1931, just disappeared, and I think it was redubbed the 195. And then once the 195, once they stopped producing the Buzz Bartons, it appeared as if the Model 155 came back, and that was 1946 to 1954. The 155 showed up. So good chance that the 195 is really the 155, and of course the Markham King 55, they stopped making those right around that time period. So again, all fascinating stuff that I'm just learning about and sharing with you. If you want to learn more or see more, check out pickingadaisy.com and stop by, say hi, and be sure to pick yourself up a Picking a Daisy sticker. This is the Stand and Deliver sticker. Yes, I'll put them over here. There we go. The Stand and Deliver sticker. $4 mailed directly to you, from me to you, and that's it. I'll see you next video, guys. Now, where is that remote?